As we reported earlier this week, Cyberpunk 2077 is seeing a lot of newfound praise. What is it all about? And how do gamers actually feel about all of the praise that is getting in the press? See, as we ask, Stadia News, are the media overhyping Cyberpunk's 2077's comeback? It's STO Daily. Let's talk about it. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy, MM2K of PNTS Network and the StadiaDosage platform back again with another STO Daily. Can you do us a huge favor before we get into this one? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. We appreciate all of y'all. Straight up, you know the deal, you know the reason, and by now y'all should know the slogan. We are not too proud to ask. All right, so let's get into it. So, Cyberpunk 2077 has started to see a resurgence of players, particularly after this Edge Runners update, and a lot of these details are coming to us via various sources on how big this comeback is. So let's take a look at it with no further ado. You know how we do. Let me show you something. All right, so this is coming courtesy of, let's see here. This is coming courtesy of Games Radar, and the story reads, Cyberpunk 2077 currently reaching 1 million players daily thanks to Edge Runners update and Netflix anime. And the story reads as follows. Cyberpunk 2077 has achieved an impressive new milestone. 1 million players played the game daily this week. As revealed by developer CD Projekt Red on Twitter, Night City has been visited by 1 million players each day of the week, both new and returning. As pointed out by Benji Sales, this news comes after Cyberpunk 2077 reached the #1 spot on Steam's bestseller list and achieved the highest peak of concurrent players since 2021. Now let's take a look at this one particular tweet from CD Projekt Red. It says each day of this week, Night City has been visited by 1 million players, both new and returning. Here, let's click that. Both new and returning. We wanted to use this opportunity to thank you for being with us and playing the game. Thanks, Chooms. And in addition to that, here, let's do this. Let's also take a look at this from Benji Sales. The aforementioned Benji Sales says, Cyberpunk 2077 has hit a higher peak concurrent players every day on Steam this week. Monday, it was 78,478. Tuesday, it was 83,252. Wednesday, it was 86,130. Thursday, it was 89,395. So those are concurrent players, that or the highest amount of concurrent players. All the people playing at the same time. That doesn't mean that that's the total of people that played during the day. Of course, as CD Projekt Red has indicated, the total people that were playing each day, anytime during the day, averaged around 1 million players. It wasn't just a short surge in players. Cyberpunk is still increasing players on weekdays. This is absolutely wild to see. And he also says, sorry for all the Cyberpunk tweets the last 2 weeks, but as a sales numbers guy, it's been fascinating to watch this happen to an almost 2-year-old single-player game. This is the sort of resurgence for something that's not multiplayer, that doesn't happen often. So definitely interesting stuff, right? And so Stadia gamers and console and PC gamers alike have all been jumping in to play them some good old Cyberpunk, see what the new updates are about, and finally give the game a whirl if they haven't before because of all the negative press. So that's not deniable. Excuse me, but there's been an interesting dynamic since this came out, and it was brought about by someone who may be a little bit controversial in this whole conversation. But to be fair to them, we're going to try to quickly explain this the best way that we can. So what am I talking about? Well, let me show you something else. Paris Lilly of Gamertag Radio is infamously known for being that guy that walked out of that one E3 after for the first time seeing a trailer or a gameplay trailer of Cyberpunk 2077, its original vision that was presented by CD Projekt Red, to be fair to Paris, the original vision. And he came out and he had a reaction that went viral. I mean, it was just insane. And he was like, look, man, this is like Cowboy Bebop, da-da-da-da. Just like, he said, I've never seen anything like this before. And to be fair to him, we, as gamers, saw, I think, the same trailer that he saw, and we were amazed as well, for the most part. And everybody in unison, for the most part, said, look, this not only is the biggest game in like possibly the last 5 years upon its release date, but this could potentially be the biggest game of all time. This thing is huge, so expectations were humongous. What made it a little bit more controversial for Paris is that closer to launch, as there were reports of trouble, people were like, nah, don't worry about it. It's all speculative. And Paris, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Paris, I believe, was one of the people that said, look, you're hearing this stuff. I just played the game. I just played the build of the game not too long ago. The game seems fine. You know, stop listening to these crumb bums out there. That's basically what he said, I believe, if my memory serves me right. And of course, as people got the game, it was worse than what the rumors were indicating. And the rest is pretty much history. So that's what makes Paris kind of controversial in all this. However, Paris came out and said, this is the Cyberpunk 2077 in light of all this good news and resurgence of players we all wanted. Okay, so people have responded to that. And you have one individual by the name of Gaz. He's known in the Xbox community, for those that are fans of the platform. He had this to say. He said, is it really though? Has the scope of the game suddenly changed massively to what was promised? Do your choices materially impact the outcomes in the game? Is Night City finally a living, breathing world it was supposed to portray, with the density not just in numbers but AI? That's sparking a big debate. A lot of people are pressing back now. So on this weak words, otherwise just consistent praise for Cyberpunk 2077, for the praise, for the comeback to the scene, now you're having gamers debate how special it is, which I don't think CD Projekt really wants. But the conversation has been started nonetheless, and I think it's an interesting one. So what say ye? Let us know in the comment section below. Do you think that Cyberpunk 2077 is just a little bit more polished, and finally people are seeing the game, which on the surface is a very good game? They're finally giving it a try for various reasons. Or do you think this is the game, as Paris said, that we all wanted, that we expected when he came out of that room and was throwing his arms and punching the sky? Like it's now at a state of what was expressed at that moment. Let us know in the comment section below. Like I always say, here's what we think. But if you did like what I had to say, check out the links to follow me, MM2K. Those links will lead you to the Broadman Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, here to StadiaDosage. And with all that said, I appreciate and love all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for your continued support. Have a wonderful gaming day, and check out my reaction to all this right now in the upper right-hand corner. Peace.